Does the Kwik stand tripod work on almost everything? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel. MFJJ here with PodiumArcher.com, looking at a Kwik stand tripod. This is a really great idea if it works, and we're going to find out today. How this is simple and different is it still clamps on your limb like most little bipods do, but it actually has a third leg sitting out to set your cam on so you can actually hold it up off the ground. So what I thought I would do is, one, first show this to you, and two, bolt it on a couple of bows and see how well it works on some of the newer model stuff that we have floating around here. So first things first, got to open it. So that's interesting. That's like a little knob to adjust your pitch and your angle to hold that third leggy thing up, and then your bipod like so. Now they do sell this as a separate item. I think you can add this to an existing Kwik stand if I remember right off of their website. But that's what it looks like. Interesting. So, and I like how with theirs is unique. You can actually adjust it. So you loosen these screws and move it to your limb width, loosen these legs and move it to your leg height that we want it positioned at. And now you can rotate this in and out and the angle it sits at. So I guess first things first, we should probably put it on a Matthews because that's pretty common, right? Let me grab an Allen wrench here. These are $44.99 on the website, so something to consider. They're not terribly expensive. Hey, comment down below. I'm going to start doing some broadhead tests here pretty soon. Down in the comments, I'd like to know what things you want me to actually check. You know, other than like obviously weighing them and the consistency between each broadhead. What do you actually want to see me pick apart in there? And I'll read the comments on this one and check. So let's see. Well, actually, we first had a question on whether or not, stop this one, this would actually work on a steeper limb angle like a PSE. So let's start by figure your legs in there somewhere, right? So this has got to turn. This video that should probably be relatively quick might actually take a little bit of time because we got to adjust for each one. So right off the bat, you're going to have to move your dampener around somewhere. There's little teeth in here, which is good. That's probably one too far. Dang it, come on. There you go. Try that. Okay, we'll open these all the way up and then move them back in. Yeah, it's loose. That's loose. Okay. So sticking that on. Okay, so in order to keep that upright, you're probably going to have to bring it down a little more. What do you think? And we're going to move this rubber guy here. There we go. There's probably a position that this will work on this bow, but this was supposedly kind of designed for the Matthews. So we'll see how it works on this one and then try it on something different. Unscrew those in so they're not going nowhere. Ooh. May also have to raise the legs up here to get it to line up, which is what's really unique about this thing, because you really truly can adjust it a lot. So we'll loosen these up. They make these in different colors too, so if you want to get all color coordinated with your stuff, if you're a blue guy like Michael behind the camera here who just loves blue stuff, you can get one in blue if you want, or red or pink or purple or whatever, yellow, green, you name it. Okay, let's try that. Well, it still seems to want to go forward, so I'm thinking that's just going to slide. I wonder if it'll work better. Let's try maxing these legs all the way out. Starting to feel like I don't know what I'm doing here, but we'll see. Yeah, it still wants to go forward on this bow. And I don't think you're going to stop it at a certain point sitting upright, so maybe I'm not positioning this angle right. Let's try it like that. This is probably all me doing this wrong. Yeah, there you go. Haha. Okay, so it does apparently work on a steeper limb bow. You just have to move the leg angle down more. So that's sitting up on its own, and I imagine if we put a stabilizer on it, you probably could. That's the thing that's I'm curious about more than anything, is if a stabilizer is going to push that forward more, and if you can adjust it enough. Because if you can get it on this bow, you can probably get it on just about anything made with the exception of maybe a target bow, and it might even still work for a target bow. So anything else that you bolt on your bow is going to put weight back this way. So this is going to push it forward. So now it wants to go forward again. Let's try moving the leg down a little bit more. I know this is probably a pretty boring video, but I was just curious if this thing really worked and how it worked. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to do it. Might have gone a little too far. Yeah, that angle, if you could get it to sit up like that, you'd probably work. No, it still wants to go forward. So I could be wrong. Comment down below, because I'm sure I am at some point, but it doesn't look like it's going to work on that limb angle. But we'll try it on something else. Now this would be like the opposite of that limb angle. Super, super flat. So let's try. See if I can get this in here. And try the opposite type of system. So that, see, that leans back like way farther. All right, so this is really designed for a more parallel limb bow. So you PSE fans out there, I'm not sure you're going to get that to work on your bow, but most everybody else has a more parallel limb behind that. So we can try it on a Hoyt, and we can try it on a Bowtech, and I imagine those are all going to work fine, but here's an actual, and mind you, that was a long stabilizer. If you didn't have a 15-inch stabilizer, you could probably get away with it, but this is a lift with a 15-inch stabilizer, dressed bow, sitting up on its own, walk away from it, set it down. Now granted, they make a really cool limb or engaged leg for the lift, so you might not do it on this, although this is a little more than half the price. So let's try, here's a Bowtech and a Hoyt. Let's see which one of these works. Okay, so that's your Carbon 1 Bowtech, which most of them have a similar limb angle, and it's clearly leaning back a ways to where if you had a stabilizer on the front, you should be able to just set it on the ground and go. So fold that out. Let's try one more here. Oh, wait. And I'm just crudely putting these on. I'm not readjusting them like I should for perfection, but it'll get you an idea if it balances or not. Now once again, that one's leaning forward a bit, but it does have a stabilizer on the front of it already, so it probably will actually work. But let's try a stabilizer on there and see if it'll lean forward. I think I have an Elite I can grab too, and we can try that, just so we know. Oh, come on. And I bet you I can drop that leg down a little bit more to where it's leaning a little harder. All right, so that wants to go forward, so let's try this again. And drop that leg a little. Now that still wants to go forward. So Yeah, it may have to be on your really parallel limb bows. I'll have to check their website and see if there's an actual spot that identifies what bows it works well on and which ones it doesn't. But if you're running a stabilizer on more of a forward slope bow, it doesn't look like it's going to work quite that well. Yeah. Probably have to be without a stabilizer, or a long stabilizer anyway, on a Hoyt. But it's a unique idea. I mean, this is a problem that almost everyone faces with a limb leg, is ideally you don't want to have to set anything on the ground. I don't want to stick my cam in the ground. I'd like not have to put my stabilizer in the dirt. But, you know, some of these things you just have to. And this was a unique idea on how to try to solve that problem. So you're going to have to make sure that this works with your bow and is compatible. But for $44.99, it's a really unique item, and it does, I want to say, remove. Like, you can take this leg off if you want. Comment down below on if you think this is a great idea, bad idea, foolish idea, etc., or how you could have done it better. Let's see. Follow along on the Instagram. Remember, broadhead ideas, what you want me to test, what you want me to look at, and other things that you want me to review. Comment down below. I am reading them. I try not to respond to them just because I want people to be able to share their own opinions and not feel like there's going to be backlash, but I do read them, so I appreciate you leaving them down there. And we're getting really close to 50,000 subscribers. I really never thought I'd be able to say that, and that's because of you guys following along and supporting the channel, and I really appreciate it. So thanks for watching.